play a Sonic today, but I guess only 2 of our restreamed runners have taken the bait, and we are off. Hey, not some bad items to start with in bombs and the silver arrows, hanging out at our first 2 spots. We did a very quick map check there. Crystals 5 and 6, both in the light world, in Eastern Hera, and then there's a pendant down in Desert.
Yeah, pretty interesting so far. Of course, silvers aren't useful till we find the bow, but when we make our way over to Eastern Palace, it's going to be a nice little speed up on the boss fight.
Oh yeah, for sure. Earlier we find that, the more use we're gonna see out of those. That's that's comparable to like having Tempered Sword early for me, if not better, because everything just dies instantly to the silvers. It's pretty great.
As long as you have the bow, of course.
As long as you have the bow.
I didn't get a good look at what was on the Lumberjack ledge. Let's see if we get one on DK's stream.
That is a piece of rupee or heart.
I'll take your word for it.
A big heart. Alright, so Jim's gonna be our first person down into the village here after going through the normal rounds. Doesn't have a bomb, however. Those bombs from Link's house that all 3 of our other runners do, so we'll see how Jim decides to deal with not having a bomb and not having enough rupees to buy bomb. Oh, okay, it's just gonna save and quit here, and then go from Link's house left and then up. Okay, that's pretty neat.
That makes sense. It's a little bit slower, but you know, nothing you can really do about that. It'd be slower trying to walk down the village and hope you find bombs, and then realize there were no bombs, and then come back later.
Yeah, it saves having to gamble there being a 3 bomb in the first 4 chests of Blind's Hut or so. I can definitely see the appeal of doing it this way. And I don't think it's gonna lose too much time. But
yeah, and if there's no bombs in Link's house, then there are those bushes you can pick up, and there's a decent chance that under 2 of them there will be a bomb. At least 1. You can farm them for a bit, and that'll get you going.
Jim does decide to not check out the item here at the race game before heading on in. We did see the hammer right away from Blind's Hut.
So and there were bombs in Blind's Hut as well.
Oh, of course there were. And the flips. Hammer and flippers right from the start. Gonna open up 4 more item checks in the water areas of Light World, which would actually be pretty convenient. Everyone can go check those after checking out the mini Moldarm Cave if they want.
Yeah, finding that early weapon, especially the hammer, is always really nice in open mode, since you never know where you're going to find it. The earlier the better, as with most things, I guess. Decent number of hearts so far. That's always welcome.
Yeah, not a whole lot in the well otherwise.
Not a lot of money either, so that's going to be interesting to see if there's something on Bottle Vendor that we need.
Small shield on Bottle Vendor.
So, no.
So no, not at all.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, was the pearl on the library? Did Jim actually see that? I totally missed that.
I missed it too if it was.
That's what I'm gathering from my...
We're about to find out.
My top informational experts.
Yes.
Okay, early boots. Got it. Alright, well that's actually really great to see. I would love to see Pearl up there, because... Or anything required up there, really, because it guarantees you the boots at some point. And with Pearl, it just means it's going to be that much earlier.
Yeah.
We are, other than the boots to get that Pearl, just gloves away from our Dark World access, having the hammer already. DKS will be our first down to the South Shore area. The rest of the large volume of items in the Light World are down here. I guess if you count the Eastern Palace area, maybe it's kind of a lot too.
Yeah, there's quite a few, yes.
But expect to see these boots relatively quickly, I would imagine. Oh, DKS is draining the water first before checking the chest. Oh, the madman.
It's
I
really
can't
bad.
believe it. Oh my gosh.
Well, what if that's the boots then? I mean, then it just speeds up your draining of the well.
You'd have to go all the way out there and... Yeah, it would. It would. You could,
Exactly.
after picking them up, you could do the dash before the lever's done. Then think of all the frames you could save if you did that first, and those were actually the boots. It's unreal. Edium is going a little rogue here after the Eastern Palace area before South Shore, which is interesting enough. I don't normally see people do this unless Eastern is a pendant, say, or they have means to clear it right away. DKS barely getting out of there with one bomb left. It was a little sketchy. I mean, when you only go in there with 6 bombs, those guys are like impossible to hit with bombs anyway.
Well, there's
It is
10.
rewarded with the
Ooh.
hook shot, the boots, and 300 rupees. And the 10 bombs, so we're already back to full. Wow, wow.
Right. So we're just a glove away now. We do have to pick up the Moon Pearl, but aside from that...
Yeah, no real rush to get that. If the, I could definitely see people grab the Pearl and then... I feel like it's normal to go to the lower exit, the lower portal of the Dark World first, like as soon as you get your access, to grab the quick influx of items over the Hype Cave, but with the Pearl where it is, I could see people just grabbing that and then just using the town warp right away. It'd be interesting to see the different routes taken here.
Yeah, we got Edium and Eastern Palace. We have Gem and Castlescape, and Deeks might be heading to the eastern area, or perhaps they want to use their flippers. It's hard to say from here. Oh, they're going to Castlescape.
Castle, yeah. Which Jim has shown hasn't been all very lucrative so far. We've got one item left down here before we're needing to go do some dark rooms.
Yeah, not a ton of good ways to do the dark room. So we do have the hook shot, which makes the ones in Castlescape much safer.
Yeah,
As
we
it
might
does
see.
one-shot the snakes.
Yeah, we might see DKS do that. Jim did not. Decided to just save and quit right after getting Zelda Cell, which was unfortunately just the map. That stinks. We might see DKS do a death warp after the cell to get back to the start so they can go check the throne room. Yeah. I could see maybe putting off South Shore a little bit, just in case you can maybe get the extra money to go buy Zora, but there were 300 rupees in Mini Moldrum Cave, but we'll have to see.
Some cash is in Ganon's tower.
Eddie might be the closest to doing that, actually, if he decides to like go get the rupee room, but there's no way he'd be thinking about Zora this early. Well, maybe. I mean, he's got the flippers. Maybe not with all the checks in South Shore still to get.
Yeah, I would prioritize Mini Moldrum Cave over that, I would say.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth the extra trip through Eastern Palace. You know, from the big key chest in Eastern Palace, it's not worth the time to go all the way back up to the rupee room just for 100 extra rupees, but I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, we do have the flippers, so some of the Houlihan setups don't work anymore. So that can be a little weird if you are not familiar with all the different ways to set it up.
Yeah, that's true. And with no glove either, we can't we can't use the easy route of just bombing into the hole. Ooh, Edium's gonna be really low on hearts, but does get the chest, and is only gonna get the blue ring. Only the blue ring. Could check the stun prize now. If that's 20 rupees, that's really easy farming. Oh, I guess hookshot anyway. Oh, Scruff! I just realized Scruff saw Mr. Scruff Ninja in the bottom right. The bottom right Sonic. There's a glove on the lake island.
Okay, so... Huh.
Can't tell right now if that's supposed to be our first or second glove, but... Ooh, that is some great information.
You would hope it'd be the second one, because if it's the first one, that means we would have to go through Aga, I believe.
Yep, that is true. We're still 2 swords away and a lamp for doing that. And having the hammer already, you can just feel that. Yeah, it's gotta be the glove somewhere, right? They're not gonna just throw all these ag items at me.
Hopefully not. So, what is left, actually?
I think we're looking at Agina's cave, and we're looking at Zora, because there's not a whole lot else. Everyone's kind of spread out and checked everything. Jim does see that glove, so that's good information.
No one went to the back half of Escape either, which is actually not in logic right now anyway.
Yeah, they would need the lamp or glove for that to be back there. PKS is going to go ahead and grab his pearl here. And just maybe doing that, trying to think about where he wants to go next. Oh, we'll see what the answer is, because Edium is indeed heading to one of those destinations. The bottom of the screen is cut off a little bit.
Oh, a bottle.
Well, that is our first bottle.
That is
that'd be
another
nice.
item location.
You can combine that with getting the moon pearl if he goes down
he
and
needs
gets his
boots.
Yeah.
Interesting that he opted to go to Agina instead of the Moldrum Cave first.
Jim using the boots to misalign the camera, I believe. So Jim will be doing Houlihan, it looks like.
Yeah, I believe so.
And does get it, very nice. Oh. When you get boots this early, I don't know, I feel like I bonk so much when I get early boots, because I'm not used to using them in the early game so much. Scruff Ninja, indeed death warping out of the Zelda cell, is gonna be checking out the back of Escape here. We don't have the small key yet, so the small key needs to be in this dark cross room, or else that's that.
That might be one reason why none of the others understood it.
I think Edium took a death on the mini Moldorm. Oh yeah, he did, dang.
That stinks.
Yeah.
You're good items there.
So close to those boots. He had 1 bomb left, and tried to go hammer the last mini Moldorm and just fell down the pit. It's understandable, it's really weird to maneuver. Jim gonna be showing off what King Zora has. It's either this or the Sit Kid.
This has to be it, right? Yeah.
There's the other glove. Alright. So we know that Titan's mitts are gonna be on the Lake Hylia Island. So once we have the mirror, I know at least half the runners have seen that already. Probably more. And we'll know exactly where to go after finding that. Unfortunately, DKS just 31 rupees short right after checking the Zora ledge. It's gonna have to come all the way back.
We do see Jim looping around down here to head to get the Moon Pearl. Otherwise, they would have headed straight into Darkworld. We'll see which entrance he takes, rather.
Oh, the green pennant
Misery Mire.
is Misery Mire today. Scruff finds out from Sahasrahla. He does tell you what dungeon the green pennant has, since that is where the boots are in the vanilla game. So the reward NPCs for like completing dungeons will tell you what specific dungeon you need to do. It looks like Jim is just gonna go straight up to the town one here. Might be thinking about doing Thieves Town right now.
Yeah, we do have the hammer, so nothing in there will escape. There is a full magic in this tree here. Usually
Yeah,
I like to
that's
grab
true.
it.
We don't really have anything that uses magic, so I guess it's not really much consequence. Ooh, there's our map check. Palace of
Never.
Darkness has that last pendant that we needed to know.
Alright, so we will need Samaria as well as both rods. Heading in here to Skull Woods. It's always a interesting idea to head in here right as you get Dark World access, because at least for a long time, people would avoid doing this on Dark World when they didn't have the Fire Rod, because it's quite lengthy to check, and if both items are in the back half, then it's a big waste of time. But if there is something good here, then that's also, especially if it's required to actually get the Fire Rod, it can save you a lot of time.
Yeah, it's pretty... It's almost in the way, right? When going from the town portal to Village of Outcasts, it's so close to being in the way that coming over here doesn't actually feel like too big a time loss. But except when this happens, where you check that chest right there and don't have a small key by this point, it's super annoying to have to go all the way around here.
Yeah, the boots make it a little more bearable, but
Oh gosh.
do not get grabbed.
Alright, Eddie, I'm about to get revenge on the mini Moldorms. Gonna be quite pleased with what he finds. Well, maybe not pleased with that. What is that guy doing up there?
It's escaping. He's just a big Sonic fan, that's it. There's the mirror.
Wow, that came a lot earlier than I thought it would.
So that's our access to our mitts already. And we have the hook shot, so that's a bunch of items on Death Mountain. I mean, we don't have the flute or the lamp, but I don't know if that's going to stop Jim from heading up there.
Yeah, Jim thought about that for a second, and then just immediately... I guess it's not immediately if they stop to think about it, but, you know. Took a moment and decided, let's just go get the mitts right now. This is going to help with routing immensely, having these already. Having the mitts and the mirror makes very quick work of the blacksmith stuff, which is right next to Thieves Town, which still might be the next destination here.
We'll see. I guess one thing that's a little annoying is we don't have a fire source quite yet, so we would perhaps like to complete Tower of Hera while we were up there. But without that, we can't find the mushroom in that cave. And not a lot else.
A small chance we will need fire for that Hera, but man, there's a lot of items in this sequence. Checking Hype Cave to get those 5, then going to go get your mitts. And suddenly, that's a whole lot of stuff you can check. Yeah, it really is. So I think sequence breaking up to Death Mountain makes a ton of sense in this situation. But Jim has other ideas. Gonna go do Swamp Palace right now, and I guess check out the mitt stuff after.
Alright, sure, why not? Swamp Palace has 6 items in it. I mean, the left side, that is a hint you can get, and it can save you some time if it's nothing, but... It's interesting.
Hey, in this, you're walking right past swamp to go get your mitts in this situation, and this is crystal. Might as well. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, when you look at how early we are in the seed and the items we have gotten, it seems like it is hinting at Swamp Palace fairly
yeah.
heavily.
Yeah, this is a pretty specific set of items to get this early on. That just, like, hey, you can go do all this. Just go do it. I'm a big fan of clearing crystals whenever you just get the items to do so. We did see that hint right there saying that the equipped chest does have armor in it.
Well, I think that's going to be if we get the flute and we have to check blacksmith and not otherwise. At least for some runners. If you want the safety, that's fine. It's a very useful upgrade I get, but by no means necessary.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the other runners, but I'm fairly certain Jim will not bother to get that even with the flute.
Yeah.
Alright, Scruff Ninja, now with barely over 500 rupees, will be grabbing the gloves. Everyone else just kind of trying not to last location this, but it's not having enough rupees like in the pool to get there gives a little bit of farming needed.
Scruff wasn't happy about that, but I mean, he gave you a glove. It's not like he gave you a movie deal, so no reason to get so angry.
Does King Zora usually give you bad movie deals?
Bad returns. So I guess if you want to look at it like that, you're investing your money, and he makes a bad movie, and it brings back like 20 rupees in returns. It's kind of stretching it though.
Is King Zora the type of person who makes movies that later get shown on Mystery Science Theater? Those crazy B movies. Terror from the Hylian depths. Dude, I'd watch that.
Wouldn't that just be like an autobiography?
It is pretty terrifying, yeah. It's actually a film about laundering money. You'd think it'd be about, you know, sea creatures eating people, but I mean, this is King Zora we're talking about.
Okay, so Scruff did come up here to Death Mountain. Let's see what we find. Edium took a death. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not.
Hey, DKS checked the back of Escape and found a sword.
Nice. I bet Jim wishes they had a sword right now.
Fighter sword on this guy is really annoying.
Well, I'd rather spin attack than pause in menu, honestly. I don't know if it's faster or not, but it's a little less annoying.
It's only a 2-movement menu, I think. Is it? Isn't it? Hookshot? One? No, because they have a bottle. Oh wait, no, they had the boomerang. So they can, yeah, it's only 2 movement. It's fine. Wait, Jim doesn't have a boomerang. Never mind. Oh, it is 2. But Jim's gonna do 3, just to be sure. Oh, never mind. Changed it up on me.
Probably realized as they were closing the menu that it would be faster the other way.
While Jim's fighting Argus here, Scruff Ninja's checking out the Paradox Cave. Does unfortunately not have the mitts right now, so will not be able to go to the Dark World side of Death Mountain quite yet, but we will get the information if Hera needs fire or not, most likely. Edium is just looking for ways of getting money right now. There's a lot of extra bush picking up and enemy killing going on right now.
That's why if you ever play open mode with any sort of regularity, I highly recommend at least learning the ways to set up pool hand. The extra money comes in handy very often.
Oh yeah.
Jim finally kills Argus. It's a sword. just a little, yeah.
Some extra slashes in there.
Give this to me sooner.
That's worth it, yeah. Nice crystal out of it. We'll see if he decides to go back in for the left side. Scruff sees just a heart piece up on the floating island and is going to Hera. Never mind, we're going to Spiral Cave first. And Jim deciding that this is early enough in the sea. Whoa! Okay,
That was a lot of
yes.
digs, but totally worth it.
Digs up the flute, wow. That's neat.
That might be our logical access to Death Mountain.
Yeah, so we may very well still have like the lamp up here hidden in the dark parts.
Okay, I haven't been counting items in Swamp Palace, but I believe there's at least one left.
Oh really? Did Jim just check the big chest and then bail?
Yes, we didn't have the compass, so...
Interesting. Oh gosh. I guess one thing the sword does do, it helps you fend off these little mushroom bomber guys, because they don't usually like to dash away from you unless you try to sword them. But there are the mitts. Jim will be the first player to grab them, and oh boy, has a lot of stuff he can do right now. I would assume the logic break up to Death Mountain will be the idea, as Mr. Scruff has done and is now in Hera.
Oh, Jim heading straight to the King's Tomb.
Yeah.
Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Hoo-hoo.
Jeez.
Hoo-hoo-hoo.
That's
We
great.
need that.
There's our bow, and we have silver arrows too. Scruff Ninja did find out that Hera actually is fire locked, so we're gonna need something.
2 sticks and a lot of patience, or lamp, or the fire rock.
Oh man, what do they let you? This is my 8-year-old suggestion. What if they let you just rub arrows together until it creates fire, and then you can use that to light the torches? You can shoot fire arrows to light the torches like that.
That takes forever, though. And your hands hurt afterwards, it's awful.
And then you have to go to a great fairy to heal your hands because they hurt so bad.
Alright, Mr. Game Designer. I'll put in the suggestion, Nintendo.
Yeah.
For the
Put me-
remake.
Put me in the credits. My ideas aren't free, you know.
Yeah. Okay, well, here we are in Death Mountain for Jim.
Yeah, checking out the. I don't
And
think we
DKs.
saw a Spectacle Rock Cave quite yet. Oh well.
Some bombs held by someone friendly. Well, thank you.
Speaking of bombs, here's a nice bomb jump if you can line this up properly. Yo, what was that setup? I liked that.
No idea.
That was definitely a specific setup for that.
Watch, it wasn't a specific setup there. It's just like, well, I just push buttons and it works. So
That's usually how my setups go.
yeah, I know. I watch your stream. All right, well.
Did the swordless Ice Palace bomb jump yesterday, and I hadn't done that before, and that was totally I don't know how to do that without a sword, and that was totally just press buttons until it worked, and eventually it worked.
Okay, so we see Eddie M is coming up to Catfish as DKs is clearing out White Roll, Death Mountain, and Mr. Scruff is checking on Stumping takes some arrows, which is always a little weird to me. Considering he's made of wood. I don't know what to make of that.
These are actually my fingers. Go slay Ganon with them. I don't know if this... Was this game before or after the ESRB? Because that's actually pretty awful.
I don't know. I don't have my box anymore for the game, so I can't check it for a rating.
DKS is going to be our third player to find out that you can't do Hera yet. This makes sense. Everyone's doing this, and it totally makes sense to come up here and check, even though you don't have fire quite yet. But Jim, with any luck, will find one of our 2 fire items here, and we'll be able to complete Hera. I guess Jim also has the mirror, so they can get back to Hera fairly quickly otherwise. Oh, I totally missed what Turtle Rock's medallion was.
Ether?
Oh, the tracker says it's Ether, so I'm gonna trust that.
Totally saw it, and just look at this tracker and say it was Ether.
I saw that.
Alright, Super Bunny Cave. Chuck Cave was not very impressive today. Burn it. Burn it, put Spike Cave in logic.
Oh boy, oh boy. Eddie is not taking the lure down to Thieves Town quite yet, is instead gonna come up here and check Skull Woods, and is going to be very happy to do so. Amir is pretty great. I could see people maybe skipping out on Skull Woods and just going in straight to Thieves Town and doing all that, and I don't think it'll be too bad. I mean, while Lemire is there, locking the mitts and then the bow is going to cause people to go there sooner rather than later, I think. So I don't think you're going to lose too much time by skipping out on the mirror quite then.
Did you notice that the blue boomerang got used there?
What? Where?
In the Gitto room.
I'm telling.
Telling.
I'm calling the rando police right now.
It's a useful item.
You can't use it for anything other than fancy stuff in GT, okay? You can't give it the satisfaction of being useful. But in all honesty, I also use it on Gibdos. It is very useful for stunning them, since the hookshot does not.
If only we had a bow, we could use our silver arrows, but that is behind mitts, which is behind mirror, which nobody fighting Gibdos right now has.
It's true. I suppose Jim could use it on these mini mold arms, but I don't know. I feel like that might be harder than using hammer on these guys.
I would agree.
You know, other than being completely unnecessary, but that's besides the point. Alright, DKS is going to be our first player up in the Thieves Town, which is funny to say 30 minutes in when we had Dark World access so quickly and the hammer. It's usually a pretty high profile location to come to with early Dark World access, but we had more important things to do. But we made it. I think that's where Jim's going to go. Oh wait, Jim has to activate... Oh, it doesn't have the flute yet, that's right. Never mind.
Part of it might also have been that swords were, you know, one was an Argus and I forget where the other one was, but that makes the blind fight a lot easier. Hammer is not a fun blind fight. It's doable, it's not too bad, but, you know, it's sword and hammer is like night and day.
Yeah, that's true. Being swordless might have scared off everyone. Everyone. I'm sure no one did hammer blind this seed. He's a scary dude. That old blind. I'm so happy I got 2 people to play with Sonic today. Man. And we got early boots, so they are going fast. Hopefully listening to Gangster's Paradise.
Oh no, please.
Leave that too.
A unique item requires
Big red
the big
bomb.
red.
All right. So we can get that once we. Well, Jim can get that rather after finding a fire source.
Can we rename Thieves Town Gangster's Paradise?
Oh, it's probably the closest. This and the turtle room and pod, I think, are like the closest things to that.
Why the turtle room?
Because that is the room where you get jumped by so many enemies at the same time that I can think of at the top of my head.
Alright.
Someone just find the fire rod?
I don't know. I
Was
think
that in
somebody
Thieves Town?
found.
Oh, DKS found it. Found the fire rod. Nice. Alright, so there is our Hera completion, and well, not quite big bomb activation quite yet. Jim needs to grab it, and DKS needs to grab that bow. Is behind the mitts. Does not have the mitts yet because he's not been to Skull Woods.
Right, you are.
Scruff Ninja. It's checking out the Misery Mire area. I does see that Mire medallion is. Oh no, it's not on the tracker, so I can't pretend that I saw it. It's ether.
Half Magic was in the shed as well, apparently.
Oh yeah, and the fire shield, I believe. I saw that marked. But
There's the fire rod.
ooh. Oh yeah, it was right there. We knew that was there. I don't know why I oohed about that.
Well, DK's takes down blind.
Scruff heading in the Desert Palace now, as Edium is going to go do the swamp stuff. We'll see in like 5 minutes if he decides to go check out the left side.
Well, this is interesting since this is a pendant. It's a pretty quick check with the mirror, though.
Yeah, I could see just checking the front half and not doing Landmola. But both those items are going to have to be on the right side here for that to be awesome. One of them will be. It's a lamp. There's a lamp just sitting around in Desert Palace. And the other items on Landmola. Oh, but he's walking out of here, so he might be interested in actually checking that out. Oh, he's death warping, so he's going to fly away. Got it.
That was an interesting death warp. I've never seen a death warp in that room before.
No, I have not either.
Looked like a Looney Tunes cartoon, just getting hit by cannonballs into cannonballs into cannonballs.
It's the Acme room.
Alright, well, we are going to be killing Landmola from Scruff. Very interesting. We don't have a great way of doing it. We have the hammer. That's it.
That's it, yeah. He doesn't have a sword yet.
I wonder if finding the lamp there influences this decision. Like, obviously you can't do it without getting a fire source, but I wonder if that just really made the decision for him.
this would be like the fastest lamp lock chest for him. So it's definitely like just one sphere above where he is now, so maybe that's why he's so interested in doing it. Or maybe he's one of those I need to make crazy plays to do well in this race kind of players.
It's possible.
Come on, Sonic. Hammer those worms.
I mean, eventually, if you keep making crazy plays in all the races you do, it's got to pay off at least once, right?
One of them will work out, yeah.
And you finish like 15 minutes before second place, and everybody's going like, "How is that possible? It's not possible."
You just had to pick the Sonic sprite. That's all you had to do. On this momentous day.
Yeah, Hammer's not great for fighting Lamels, by the way.
It's not. Scruff not pleased with the patterns he's getting off Landmole.
There we are.
But he does get through it.
Ooh, Ether.
Oh my gosh!
That was well worth the effort, I must say.
Wow. Nice, dude.
Very nice.
Someone is going to last location that. Just wait.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I do.
I guess because it's Lamel,
Well-
I might maybe agree with you, but I don't know.
I don't know. We might see someone in this race, someone on this restream, in fact, dun dun, is gonna last location that item.
Maybe. I mean, Ice Palace is open when you find that fire rod, right?
Dude, they'll definitely go check Ice Palace before Desert. It's a crystal.
Yeah, and there's no crystals in the desert area even, so
There are not.
it's like
no
no reason to
my
go
area-
over there.
My area is definitely not a crystal today.
Okay then.
Well, we'll see. Maybe Jim. I don't know. Maybe Jim will take the. I don't know. I'm a big fan. I know I've said this before. Of if I like find a progression item, I will like follow that item and check everything that it unlocks before taking a step back. Like I'll get completely sidetracked by whatever I just found.
And I think that Jim was also doing that. They're not going straight to the desert area right now, though. Heading up here to Skullwoods. Guess they want to finish it. So maybe the desert area is not on their list quite yet. You gotta
Yeah.
think that Eastern Palace, Tower of Hera, and Ice Palace would be on your priorities list before that, right? Now that you have a fire source,
Yeah,
and
and
you know
even-
there's a unique item inside of the Pyramid Fairy.
Right. No, I would definitely agree with that. Even if you do go into desert to like see, well, what is this flute supposed to lead to? Oh, it's just the lamp. That's it, right? You're not gonna go fight Landmola.
You would think so.
Okay, it looks like Edium. I said this like 5 minutes ago that Edium might take 5 minutes to get back here to the left side because Swamp Palace is so stupid long. But we will be able to see what the last item is on the left side of Swamp Palace.
Very interesting if it's something that is required.
Yeah, we
What
saw
is-
Jim
what could
skip
that be?
this.
It would have to be Ice Rod or Samaria at this point, right? Or a sword?
It's not going to be a lot other than that. Yeah, maybe a sword. Oh, Scruff ticking to death early on in Swamp Palace. Better than later on in Swamp Palace.
Oh no. Ooh. Tackled by a moth.
Of course, Mothula had to go straight south right there and not any other direction.
And it's lucky that Mothula just hurt you by touching. Because real moths don't actually have a way to defend themselves. I don't know if you know that. Little insect trivia for you.
I don't go outside that often, so this is actually new information for me.
Yeah.
We don't have moths inside. Not too often, anyway. but the ones I have seen have not been able to damage me with tackle.
I would hope not. That would be... I'd be asking you to move at that point, I think.
Just a 20 rupee. Edium finds there on the left side of the swamp.
Well, good decision to skip it by Jim then. Round 2.
It is only going to take 4 hammer hits to... Oh gosh, that was not... That was slightly timing off there. It only takes 4 hammer hits to take on Moth since it has the tempered sword damage, but getting Moth into a position where the hammer will actually do damage is pretty tough. It's so close. Oh no. Oh, wow.
That's why Moth is one of those scary fights. It's really hard to to know what's gonna happen.
I have no idea where Edium is right now.
You don't know? I know.
I don't know. Is it Death Mountain? Is he saving the old man?
Yep.
Oh, sweet. Never mind. I knew exactly where he was. Good old Sonic the Hedgehog. Saving humans once again.
But does he actually save humans? He slaves his animal friends. I've never seen him save it. Well, oh, Son. I guess he in one of
Where are
those.
you living in? This
That's
is modern
right.
Sonic.
Modern Sonic, yeah. I wanted to forget that he saves that princess in that one game.
There was also in Sonic Adventure 2, he actually talks to the president in his limo.
It's true.
Like, he just hops into the president's limousine and starts talking to him casually like they're best buds.
I mean, if that's not a benefit of being president, who would want to be president? But did he save the president? I don't think so.
I mean, the president is part of the world.
I guess.
Maybe it's just a side effect, and that's not actually what he was going for. Looks like bombs was just one of the items in Hera. I think... Does Mulderm have the other one? We'll see. He'll probably... DKS will probably switch to Hammer here so we can get a quick look. Oh, nope. Mulderm has the map, it seems. Oh gosh, that was almost catastrophic. Then I must have missed what the second item was in Hera. Maybe Jim will find it. Or maybe it was... Maybe they all got it earlier.
I want to say it was a heart container. I might be
Oh
wrong.
no, the map was on the ground and they just didn't pick it up. That makes sense. Both items in Hera were bombs. Got it.
Right.
I've totally done that before. I left an item downstairs in Hera and I thought it was the map because I never picked up the map on the location that's on the floor. So I just figured that the map was down in the basement. And I think I totally forfeit that race because I'm a dingus.
That's why I just use a tracker.
I don't know if a tracker would have saved me in that situation. DKS, turning in the mushroom and getting the Quake medallion. That's not going to do anything. As both medallions are ether. Which is in a hilarious spot here. Jim getting bounced back up.
I like how that's what happens. It doesn't just like push you against the wall if you fall. It just bounces you back. That's probably one of my favorite, just weird interactions in Link to the Past. Alright, here's Ice Palace, coming up for DKs.
Yep. There's our beat tent.
Yeah, we already got that.
Jim's smartly going to be using that cane of burna to get through the cave of spikes here.
Yeah, there's not really a better time to do it than right after Hera, because then your hearts are filled, your magic's... You're right there.
You know
I see,
what?
go for it.
Maybe Jim won't use burn at all. I take it back. Didn't get enough bombs in Hera, did you? Haha. Scruff has trapped himself inside. The spike won't get me this way. That'll keep the jellyfish out. Oh, that's an interesting way of doing that.
I don't think it quite reaches with the fighter sword, so you...
That is true.
You-
Yeah, the fighter sword does not cross that barrier. And here is finally the Eastern Palace play for Jim. Gonna be cashing in that bow he got so long ago. I don't remember if Armos actually had an item or not. The ice rod is held with the fishes. Oh, wait. Oh, is that what Catfish gave Edium? Yeah, he has the ice rod. I did not even realize that.
I don't think either of us noticed it.
I did notice he went and did Catfish, but totally didn't realize that that's where the ice rod was. Well, what a great hint to find.
It is an amazing hint. It is one of our last required items.
Since everyone has to buy Zora's item, everyone will know that that is the Zora or the Catfish hint. So that's everyone's gonna be really happy to find that, except for Edium. He's gonna be like, "Well, that play didn't pay off because everyone knows this information anyway."
Letty, I'm using the cane of burner to get through that fun little bridge with line else on either side.
It's probably gonna have to use his potion to get through here.
Yeah. I don't
that
think
is-
it's enough parts.
Yeah, and not full magic means Burn is gonna run out. So, yep, that's okay though.
No
Yeah,
bonk.
definitely with that bonk.
It's gonna be close.
No problem. Gotta get those bombs. Alright, DKS. Hoping to find another sword so he doesn't have to do hammered cold stare. Might still have... Was that green? Was that like a free green potion that they had found? Does everyone have that?
I think so. I think that was the bottle. So, yeah, the
Okay.
green potion was in the bottle. $300. So if you want more potions, there you go.
What do you find over there?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh god. In addition to my restream I'm watching, I also need the main stream and then also a delayed stream. So when I miss it on the second time, I have a third time that I can reference.
Alright, here's this hammer cold stare green mail. Fun
Gosh.
fight, by the way. No half magic. We do have full magic, but we're gonna need that to burn through the oh, we have a blue potion too. So yeah, this might be bad.
It does have 9 hearts, so if we'd be able to take 2 hits from the puffs.
Just have to be careful not to get hit twice and then defeat one and then
He's just gonna go ahead and use it. It would have been safe for one more hit, but it's fine.
I mean, if the puffs are blowing up, you can't access your menu, so maybe just wanted to be safe.
Yeah, that's true. You're right about that. Silveros make quick work of Armos Knights. There was not an additional item in Eastern Palace, but this does give Jim access to the big bomb now, which we know has some unique item. Oh, very nice ending there for DKS.
Yeah, well done. So what is our unique item gonna be? I don't think we've seen the single arrow.
No, I guess not.
Bombos, cape, shovel, book, Samaria, if you're really lucky. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things it could be, but it's a nice lead to take. I think it's a nice like, oh, you know, there's something there. I have to do this dungeon anyway. I can do this dungeon. Why not?
I like how the Sonic, the Sonic bunny sprite is just Mario.
Yeah, that seems like a weird choice for me. Like you'd think it'd be Metal Sonic or something, but
Well,
I
I assume it's referencing
think the era
the Genesis, yeah, the era, the console war era.
where the era this game came out, it makes sense to me.
Now Sonic and Mario are racing go-karts together and doing Olympic sports and such. Do you think
Yeah,
Mario is going to show up in the Sonic movie?
Well, yeah, it's canon, right? You didn't know that the Sonic movie actually takes place in the year of the Olympics, and when they're doing the Olympic montage,
What?
sure enough, you'll see Mario there.
What? Are you messing with me right now? Are you being serious?
I have no idea.
I can't tell anymore. Why do you do this to me? Why does Sega let people make movies about Sonic?
Well, Nintendo tried it, and we saw how well it worked out for them.
Nobody learns from their mistakes.
DKS is heading into Desert Palace. Oh boy, so he'll get the lamp over here. We'll see if he decides to stay for Lanmoa. I would be surprised. Has he been up to Death Mountain or Dark Death Mountain even?
Not sure.
Oh, Jim had the dash thing there with the big bomb, but canceled it, probably thinking that he didn't get it. Gonna be going for a bomb dupe here. If you screen transition here right as the timer's hitting 0, it will
Wow.
appear back behind you, just like that.
I was really down to the wire there.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of setup that was like really quick to do. There wasn't. He didn't like take time to set up things in a precise manner.
Alright, what's in here? Dun, dun. Of course, of course!
Alright.
Of course
Nice.
it's a Mario.
You follow the clues, Gumshoe. You get your Samaria. Jim might actually take that cane and go do Ice Palace soon. Wow, I'm really... Okay, never mind. Well, getting the ice ride here, maybe we'll go do Turtle Rock instead. Wait, is this going to be Go mode for Jim? No, we're still it's Ether.
Ether's in Desert. Can't actually get into Turtle Rock
Yeah, that's
either.
right, okay.
So Ice Palace is going to be Jim's play, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Ice Palace will definitely be next. And most likely after that will be... Okay, well, I need to go check the other two dungeons, Desert and Mire. And that'll be fast enough because... Oh, well, honestly, Pod may be a little more attractive than that. We'll see.
Yeah. Jim also does need at least one sword upgrade, but decent chance of finding that along the way, I would say. As we see, Edium already has the Master Sword. I'm not sure what they've checked that Jim hasn't, but it's out there.
The swords were the back of Escape and Argus, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So I guess Jim just hasn't been to the back of Escape.
That's an easy, quick check, so... They might actually even do that before Ice Palace.
Oh, I guess Mr. Scruff took a death on Lamoa, because now he's back with a vengeance.
You mean blind?
Yes. Blind Mola. Land moles might actually also be blind.
Yeah, it seems like they would have like a tremor sense or something.
Mm-hmm. That's why they're not out jumping around, like, visible when you first get in the room. It's because there's no reason to be, because they know that there's nothing out there. Oh, jeez, so close.
Blind is a tough fight sometimes. Alright, so we're checking out the graveyard ledge here, which probably going to go to the back half of escape after this, I would say.
Wait, did DKS get the lamp and leave? It's definitely not in desert anymore.
He's not
Hey,
in desert.
It's gonna be getting that armor upgrade though that we know is here. Hey, and Jim will finally be getting the Master Sword.
Yeah, it was a good route from Jim. They went to Catfish, then came back to the Witch's Hut, turned the Mushroom, went back into the Dark World, and headed over here to check the graveyard ledge and do back half of escape. You don't see that every day.
DKS did get the lamp and leave. So he left Ether behind on Lamola's. Oh my god. I told you.
You told me. I believed you, but you did tell me.
What a call. Man, oh man, no one saw this coming. Having a required item on a pin and boss sucks so much.
Lamolus is probably an okay one.
It's faster than our other pendant bosses, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Gym Ice Palace, I would guess, is gonna be it right now. There's no reason to not to.
Wait! Now Ice Palace, right? Yes, okay.
Yes, okay.
So the ledge item check makes sense.
That was a... I need to know if this is just sitting right here, because I only need one more item to finish the game. I don't want to fully clear Ice Palace when I can just... Yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah. It's always a good idea, I would say. If it's quick, you might as well track it.
Gets the long distance shot. What a nice shot. Getting him down in the hair basement.
Okay,
While DKS is just now getting to Swamp Palace. Wow, it's been a long time since we've had access to this.
They've done a lot other than that. But yeah. I think that Jim will be fine. Once you clear Ice Palace and you realize that Ether isn't here, if you go into Desert at that point, you're gonna full clear it. Or at least get all the items.
Nice bomb placement there in that penguin room to take them out with just 2 bombs and a little lag.
Yeah.
I am going to be curious to see if Jim decides to do check Mire and Desert or just go into Pod. Pod, you know, just the one central location with 5 items.
It
While
is.
Mire and Desert is 2 completely different dungeons. And Mire, you just don't want to end up going in at all because that takes, you know, so much longer than the other 2 options.
Well, I think if it were me, I would be more tempted to go to the Desert area because Jim hasn't checked Checkerboard Cave yet either.
Okay,
and Desert's really quick. Like, Desert's never really going to take that long if you have boots, so... Compared to getting to Pod, like, yeah, you have boots, you can sort of run your way there, but you still have to go through the maze, then you have to pay Kiki, and the front half's full of keys, and it's dark,
I don't
there's
like
turtles everywhere.
Oh yeah, the Gangster's Paradise turtles are there too. You don't want to do that.
Nah, you don't.
Alright, Eddie onto Moldorm. Oh gosh, somehow avoids getting immediately knocked off twice. I thought both those times he was getting knocked off right there. And very quickly takes him out. Nice. I love Sonic's stupid little sly smirk he gives whenever he gets a crystal. It's like, nice try, Moldorm.
You're too slow.
See you next time. This game of tag is boring. I'm out of here. Was that convincing?
No.
Okay. Just as I
You're gonna have to profess your love of chili dogs if you're gonna sell me on it.
Oh my gosh, I haven't had a chili dog in so long. I hope they have some at SGDQ. That'll be awesome. Like one of the food trucks come out. Oh man, I'm totally getting one if they have it. Heading into Eastern Palace here. Gonna be very interested in checking out that big bomb after this. Mr. Scruff about to go on to Mothula. Still has the fighter sword, it seems like. But does have half magic fire rod, so can probably still inch this one out. Oh, does have the master sword. Okay, cool. So never mind, he'll be just fine. Master sword and the fire rod both do, both take 8 hits combined between the two to take out Moth. So it works pretty nicely going from shooting one, then Moth gets bounced towards you, then you swing. You can kind of go back and forth like that if he gives you some good patterns here. Anyway, Jim's onto Cold Stare, using a little dash strats here to poke him into the corner here, but he does get a little loose.
Oh no!
Oh, one hit from death. Blue potion, save us. No problem, I got you. Thanks, Blue Potion.
Refill me later.
Not a chance.
Yeah, I don't like when my potions stop to me. That's not the basis of our relationship. Okay,
3
well,
crystals.
Yep.
3 players holding crystals over their head at once.
I mean, just a little bit too slow going through Eastern Palace to get in that nice group shot, but...
Edium
Yep.
was in the screenshot too, but you know, the blue blur, you just can't quite see him as well.
Yes, of course. Alright, so Jim is in the desert area, as I predicted. As the Mire. We'll see if they go to
Oh.
land walls.
Oh, if Jim hasn't done this yet either, then this makes a whole lot more sense. To have all the... I love hearing the mashing when people... when that happens. It's great.
I mean, there's no point in trying to time it or anything, you might as well spam it.
Heck yeah.
Alright, into this we go.
I'm still... I don't know. I'm still... If I got the lamp here, I would totally be like, this flute was just for the lamp and nothing else. That's honestly what I would probably think, and then I would be completely wrong. And then I would go do Pod, and then I'd be sad, and then go do Mire, and then I'd be sad again and say, what the heck? And then I'd be really mad at myself for leaving Landwell last. I think that's how I would have done this too.
Probably.
Unfortunately, DKS is being led on by the left side of Swamp Palace.
Well, you can't leave it at this point, I think. You've cleared so much other stuff. You need something to actually get into Turtle Rock as well as to finish Eastern Palace. There's one item over here, you can't just leave it. It's crazy.
Well, since Jim can't get into Mire because of not having Ether, I'm surprised that he decided to do Desert, which has far less items than Pod.
checkerboard cave, and then heading into land malls. Expect. Just watch.
I don't know. Might see pulling out flute here.
You'll see.
Oh,
What
okay,
did
he's
I
going to
tell
land mall.
you?
I think if Jim had already done the if Jim had only done the Meyer shed, I think that he might have gone to pod instead. Because that would have been significantly less items that are over here. And I mean, I guess he had 2 chances there to just leave and not finish the dungeon, but it didn't take him, so I guess it really... I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to ask. But yeah, this is super good for Jim. Jim will be in go mode very shortly, and then only have to do Turtle Rock after this. TKS does finally get the bow, and that will lead them on to victory. Has done Ice Palace, so we should have the hint about the Ice Rod's location, which I assume he's just going to walk over and go check after this here. Jim gets a very nice 3 silver arrow kill on Lanmola, gets the Ether Medallion.
Yeah, the big problem for DKs at this point is that they've already been to the desert.
Yes, that's true. That's going to be so much less incentive to go back there.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see pod first.
I would agree.
Scruff on to Cold Stare. Let's see if... Oh, they kind of got away, but we got an alright first hit there. Nice dodges. You managed to take one of them down very quickly, actually.
Can't catch Sonic.
That's true. There we go. Only took 1 hit there from the falling ice thing. That was actually pretty good for Master Sword Cold Stare.
Yeah. Jim won't really have to check anything beyond getting the required keys unless they want to, I guess, for maybe for Tempered Sword, but I doubt that will happen. I mean, you have Ganon's Tower full of items, so probably likely that a sword would be there rather than here. So.
Yeah, in some situations I might imagine some players to check out even Laser Bridge because it's very close to where you have to go and is 4 items. We'll see though. I don't think Jim will. I don't think Jim will check Laser Bridge. But we'll see how if there happens to be one in the way, that would absolutely be ideal. We have 2 players racing each other into Easter Palace. Quick, Scruff, you gotta catch him. He's a room ahead of you. I'm just gonna watch these 2, dude. This is great. I wanna see the Eastern Palace race. Oh,
Well,
let's throw there on Scruff's screen.
Scruff's being slowed down by all this money they're carrying.
Oh, that's probably it.
That's
Because
totally...
you would imagine Sonic to easily beat Banana Link up there, but yeah, it must be the cash. You thought Sonic saved the world, you know, just for personal satisfaction, but nah, it's the cold hard rupees.
Well, you need those to buy chili dogs. I mean,
Yeah, I wonder what the conversion rate is between Rings and rubies.
Well, probably not good, I would say. You can find rupees anywhere, and the rings are sort of around, but if you get hit once, you drop all of them. And then they disappear
Oh
if you
yeah,
don't pick them
and they
up,
disappear. Yeah, so they are actually a lot more rare, huh? People lose them all the time.
so rings have to be worth way more than rupees.
I bet the mint on rings is like really overworked because the number of rings in the world always decreases constantly because people are getting hit everywhere, dude.
They are. It's scary out there, living in a gangster's paradise.
Oh my god. Alright, DKS is on to... Where's he going?
Did Scruff
Going
die in
somewhere.
Eastern
Big bomb.
Hills?
Big bomb. Oh, wait, really? Oh no. I totally missed what happened.
What was that?
I said I was gonna watch the Eastern Palace race closely, and
I'm sorry, I ruined it.
what, what have you done to me?
Alright, well, Deeks is about to get his can of Samaria. Still needs that ether. I will be curious to see if he heads straight to pod or
There's
Gets
no
a
way
little-
he's not going to pod.
you never know. Sometimes you get these little. Well, maybe I'm gonna get burned by that. Maybe
I see
should
what
go back.
happens. Scruff went and did Armos Knights
Oh.
and gambled that Armos had the last item, but he didn't. Or they didn't, I guess. So Scruff is going all the way back to the big key chest where the last item is. That's what
Okay.
happened.
Huh.
That's a really difficult gamble to make. I think I've done it once, and it didn't work out, and I was like, okay, never again.
Yeah, I don't know, because that burns you quite a lot. Because running back in there and heading into that chest does take quite a while.
Well, it seems Jim has to do Lazy Bridge anyway, because this is where the last small key is, as the big key was on its location. Oh gosh.
There's the cape.
Hey.
Always love seeing that on Laser Bridge. Finally using this great item.
Well, we're gonna get to see what's in pod, as DKS is our first racer to go into there. Unfortunately, we know it's not progression, but I mean, maybe you can walk out of here with a sword or something.
If we're gonna see the Mekon doomed timeline, where you skip Lemilus and head to the pod.
You were right for the players who picked correctly.
I
was right for
about everything.
nice skull bug there on DK's side. Hammered that skull. The skull didn't actually disappear. Hey, here's Hammer Trinex. No problems. I think he got eaten by a turtle a couple times, or at least once. But oh gosh, what was that hitbox? I am really surprised Jim did not get hit right there. One of those hitboxes, one of those parts of Trinex is a lot smaller than I thought it was.
Alright, there we go. That is our last crystal. Mekon, would you like to start us off?
I want people to give us all these numbers and tell me how many rupees you think a chili dog costs. Oh, Jim isn't playing as Sonic, so that doesn't really work out.
From 1 to 22 rupees.
Yeah, it's actually not that many. You can go to the beach and beat up a squid and get like 90% of the cash you need to buy a chili dog. Sorry, Eddie, and that was really funny. He tried to throw the bomb over that fence, but it just didn't work. He's gonna continue on the right side.
I like it.
Even if it's wrong, maybe you get that tempered sword that people who were right aren't gonna get. But of course, it also works the other way, so it doesn't really work out.
I'm checking this so quick. I can't believe anybody skips this.
Skips what now?
Skips the right side.
Oh, I skip the right side. I get the first two on the right, and then I go left regardless.
It takes like 30 seconds.
Ooh.
And if the big key's over here, you're wasting so much time.
It's not here though.
It is not. But I still like it. Actually, it takes about a minute or so, but my point stands.
Oh, did TKS get Tempered Sword? Yo, Tempered Sword and a red potion?
Oh, that's good.
I mean, that is definitely awesome, but it's also definitely not either. Well, that's a nice consolation prize, I guess. I'm gonna laugh when the other sword is here too, actually.
There's a shovel. All the small keys.
Oh, Helma has the last item. Of course he does. He's going for it. Man, oh man. I wonder if DKS has anything else that isn't desert that he might go do first. Meanwhile, Edium is coming up on the choice of a lifetime after finding the lamp here. Do you keep going? Meanwhile, Scruff will be grabbing Canis Mario here very shortly, and actually that will be their go mode item, won't it? Nice.
They still need Ice Robber for the trackers to be believed.
Right, but they should have the hint that the fish has it, so
Yeah.
actually that should be still fine. There is the big key in the so-called rando room, and no sword was found. So we are ascending Ganon's tower with, looks like, about half our magic. Plenty of arrows to do everything.
Which chest was that?
Oh gosh, chest 40.
Chest 40. Well, however many chests it was, that is how many rupees it takes.
The same
to
price
buy
as the other dog.
Sure. The same number as my pin number.
Dude, that would be Sonic's pin number, the same price as a chili dog.
I can't wait for the Futurama season where Sonic is the main character.
I knew exactly what you were gonna say. Same price as a cheese pizza and a large soda. I'm just gonna take the emergency room down here. I don't know the bottle situation, but I know he has at least one empty one, but isn't interested in taking the time to capture one. Just gonna get full health and go.
Yeah, with no magic powder, if these rooms go a little poorly, I mean, you don't want to be in that situation, right? So if you think you need it, just get it.
Nice red Stalfos room. Oh, that looked a little dicey, but ends up getting both of them in one shot. These red guys can be annoying since they take 2 hits with Master Sword. Oh, but the spikes being everywhere makes them pretty convenient to just kind of whack into. I think BKS is heading up to Spike Cave.
It does take 5 hearts of damage getting through that, so picking up those fairies was probably wise.
I think that's probably the most dangerous room in the gauntlet. So it's, I think he did all the other rooms just fine, and then, oh, well, he got shot right there. So if you're taking all your damage in one room, that's still fine, I think.
Yeah.
Dude, Edium and Scruff are racing each other. The Sonics are going at it.
But which one is the real Sonic?
Oh, I guess we'll find out at the end here. We'll find out who's the we'll find out who's the fake hedgehog around here.
Alright. Well, we figured out which one the dead rock's like.
Oh, Scruff gonna be taking... Yeah, just resetting that.
Too many chili dogs can't slip past. Hey, there's a middle upgrade.
That's our other armor, not bad. If you don't get a sword, at least you have that.
Yeah, and Ganon does do quite a lot of damage, so... Any bit of safety, consistency you can get for that fight is nice. We do have silvers, so Master Sword silvers is not too bad. Are we doing this?
I think we're doing it. There goes Jim, trying to hover Moldorm 2, and
Yep.
falls.
There they go. There they go, and there they go.
But does end up beating the anti-fairy to the door, because that anti-fairy always goes the exact same place every time. Straight at the door. Whoa, that was close one.
Okay, so... That's Moldorm 2. Ooh. With the Bombos in the last chest.
Not gonna help us.
And finally, Deeks comes back to Desert Palace, gonna clean up Lenmolis and get that Ether Medallion.
Oh gosh, barely misses that last shot. Wow. I thought that was gonna hit. This stinks. Ah well, 2's still good.
Real nice triple.
Nice, very nice. Alright, DKS is now with Ether in hand. Gonna head up to Turtle Rock. Gonna be trailing a little bit behind our Sonic players on the right. The Sonic players giving each other a good run for their money. See who is the real deal. Who's the fake hedgehog around here? Whoa, whoa, Scruff, watch out! The little thing's coming for you! Oh, he gets hit. He dodged it the first time, then it bounced back. And meanwhile, Jim is on Ganon. Master Sword Ganon, let's go.
Really nice using that spin to bounce off the Trident, and this is a great spot. This is the spot you want Ganon in. Well, in Phase 2 anyway. Phase 1, it's not like...
Yeah, I decided to use the cape here to get a little bit of extra chances to spin attack to try to push this phase into Phase 2, which we are now at. I actually don't know Jim's potion situation. I don't know if he has a any sort of magic restoration, but I would assume if he's just comfortable using the cape that he has something.
Yeah, most likely. This is also a pretty good spot. Anytime you can get between the wall and Ganon, you can get double spins in, which speeds up the fight significantly.
That was a nice bonk to dodge the bats coming in.
Here we go, phase 3. Just need to hit Ganon a few more times and then we'll be on the final phase.
Yep, hard part's over. I think some people who are adept at Master Sword Ganon would tell you that phase 2 is kind of the hard part here. When you have silvers, it's fairly easy to
Oh no.
get through the rest of it. Oh, it's fine.
Well, hopefully they
When
do
you've got
that.
silvers, when you've got silvers, torch glitch doesn't matter at all.
Well,
That was really close though. That timing.
they are out of magic. They need to finish this on the cycle, I think.
Yeah,
Maybe they have one more with Lamp.
But that was
There we go.
really close. That that spin attack when Ganon was at the bottom right was just a couple. It had to have been just a couple frames before the torch went out. And if that torch would have gone out, Jim would have gotten hit and might have fallen. I don't know. They probably would have realized it and had put their controls in such a way where they would not have fallen. But Jim finishes in what place? First place. Nice.
I would hope so, because Jim really didn't miss a whole lot of beats in the seed. I mean, they went and found required items one after another, like, just hammered them out, and yeah, so I'm not surprised that they got first. They executed very well as well. So, GG to them.
Jim showing off why they do so well in the tournaments here. Jim has been a pretty consistent, good player for a lot of the tournaments stuff, and I think did fairly well in. Well, I don't want to say something incorrect, but the part about being good is definitely correct. Jim is a very good player of this game.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Sonic race coming down to the wire. Oh, the heart refill for Mr. Scrub. Very well timed.
Gosh,
Did have the safety door, so it's not that big of a deal, but Idiom is on to Trinex. Mr. Scruff not far behind, as Deeks is also making their way through Turtle Rock. Half Magic makes the Master Sword Trinex just so much more comfortable, I would say. Down to one heart, but does have a blue potion.
Sonic's fighting Trinex. Eddie is the first to clear it out here. Scruff tries his hand at hammering. Has plenty of magic though, so won't be any issue if they miss one here or there.
Half Magic is pretty good.
Yeah, run a little low on health though. Only gonna be able to take 2 more hits, I think. But it does make it to the last phase here. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Missed all those hammers, so Trinex is very angry. Oh. Run, Sonic!
Oh
You
no!
can do it! Oh no! Runs into the tail at the last second.
Has
but
a
has
fairy.
a fairy. Ah, it was much more tense when I didn't know that.
It was actually. It's actually pretty exciting. Can't wait to see that in the Sonic movie. When Sonic
When
gets blown up.
I
and
can't believe
gets shot
Sonic
by-
dies and gets revived by a fairy. Boy, I hope DKS gets out of this room soon because these lasers hurt my ears. I've not adjusted my sound since the volume changed.
It's like Powder was on the pedestal. The magic sack. Alright. Mr. Scruff did manage to...
So Edium is taking the right side as well. Scruff is gonna take a small detour into the hookshot cave here. He's gonna be hoping for some sort of upgrade to help him out, but there's nothing here. Also has 0 bombs, surprisingly.
Well, there's gotta be bombs in here, right?
Nope. I mean, probably. You don't really need bombs in GT until the rando room where the key is. Oh god, I hope he finds one.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Is that 0 or is that 8?
I don't know. They just checked the pause screen and I totally missed it.
Well, there were bombs on the pause
Oh, okay.
screen, so...
They have bombs. It's 8. Never mind. It was much more tense when I didn't know that.
Alright, Deeks also taken down. Trinix gonna be heading against tower right away. Has that nice Tippet sword though, so we'll have an easier time with it than everybody else did on the restream.
Second place is still up for grabs. Let's see it. Alright, we'll see if Scruff also decides to go right side first.
No.
No. Oh, he's going to pull ahead of Edium here because Edium is going full right side. Got to go all the way to Ice Armos. That is not where the big key is.
It's not where it is. This is the one scenario where going full right side is actually bad because, you know, Rando.
Yeah, Random Room is going to be the absolutely last chest to check in this situation. Oh, crap. Well, maybe that final sword is going to be over here. It's like really the only bailout I could think of. DKS also going right side. Yeah, Edium has also already done the tile room, so he's gonna last location this key depending on the order of chests he gets in the rando room. Bullied by this Ramos now a little bit. That's fine now. This ice is weird.
Hey! There it is. In the book.
Edium, in the book. Edium does not find the big key, but at least gets the tempered sword out of it.
Sonic the movie, the book.
The book. Oh gosh. It's actually just the excerpts from fanfiction.
Oh no.
But then again, maybe
I
the
think I would
movie is
prefer
too.
a Sonic movie.
I don't know, maybe the movie is too.
Alright, Deeks also going full right side.
Oh wow.
I'm surprised. You do not usually see people go full right side. Usually it's just the 4 chests and then grab the small key and mirror out. But
Yeah. Well, both the players that are going to be bringing up the rear in GT are going to have the sword advantage over Scruff, so we'll see if he can actually keep this lead here. I have no idea how well he will know Master Sword Ganon, but this is a very good time to know.
Well, if you're ever gonna learn, now's the time. Leeks will get the Butter Sword, which is not too useful over the Tempered Sword, but he will at least have it, and it's gold, so that's a feather in his cap, I guess. It's gold like his armor. Like, heck yeah, now we're all yellow.
DKS is probably gonna get the red mail though. Scruff taking the emergency door here. Does have a free bottle. Does he have two? Doesn't matter. Alright, Scruff onto the 5 rooms considered to be the gauntlet. Has a little trouble hitting some guys in the first one. Edium not too far behind. That was a little far behind. Not too far behind though. We see Jim joining us in the chat, not in the voice call, but in the chat. Jim, congrats on your first place finish. Surprised. We were surprised, or at least I was surprised. I don't know about my co-com who picked up all the right stuff, but I thought for sure you were going to head to pod before desert. But glad you didn't.
It's okay. Not everybody can be a genius like me.
I can't. I'll never be a genius, dude.
Genius.
I'll never learn Double Demon Fang.
I don't think anybody else is gonna get that.
Okay.
I do feel bad for Deeks.
Yeah. Oh. Yep. This combination. Very last one.
That and the ether just feels bad.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that was the last location ether and the big key just to twist the knife. I guess that really stinks. Man, oh man. Yeah, at least he has the tempered sword. Golden sword, actually.
Yeah.
But he's also about to die. Oh, there we go. Red potion. No problem. Oh god.
This is my favorite way to set this up. Just slash like mad.
Jeez.
It's okay. You gotta vent the frustration somehow.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you gotta swing anyway to move the guys, at least you can let off some steam for it. Speaking of almost dying, Scruff is down to not much health, but is thankfully gonna get the blue mail right here.
The bluer Sonic.
Yeah, he gets a little bluer. Da-ba-dee, da-ba-da. Just make it one more screen to be able to grab those extra fairies. Oh wait, we don't have the powder. No, we won't.
I think he got a fairy though, so it should be a-okay.
Yeah. He definitely caught one in the emergency room. Oh, managed to trap that guy inside. You can live in that box. Oh gosh!
Almost.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh! Oh, he got hit by Molorm too. Is he gonna fall into spikes? Okay, good. Because you do take damage instantly hitting the floor there if you do end up landing on spikes. He got hit. I think he got hit twice. Whenever he fell right there.
Yeah, holding out your sword and pinging out from Moldarm will actually keep you from falling, but if he charges and touches you, that's no longer the case. He will push you off that way.
has half a heart left and ends up clearing it out. That's great. That's gonna be his health going into Ganon. Like, I guess if you can get through this room and Aghanim without taking a hit.
Well, at that point, you can float and buy potions. He's got plenty of money.
That's true. But, yeah, I don't know. Getting back is a pain because you can't use the... Having not defeated Aghanim 1, you don't have to save and quit. Dumping some bombs down the hole. See ya. On Edium's side there. Edium about to also enter Aghanim 2. Doesn't have too much more health. Oh, almost gets that triple. Should have just... Oh, okay.
Alright, well that's Aga 2 down, heading down to Ganon next as Edium, the other Sonic. And there's Aghanim 2.
Alright, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna about to show us Master Sword Ganon. Edium might end up pulling ahead.
It's possible.
That
The
tempered
sword is pretty good weapon.
Oh, just barely, not close enough.
Good dodging the trident so far.
Yeah, the trident dodging has been pretty good. I didn't want to say pretty good right as he got hit, so I kind of held off there. Oh! You made a fool out of me. That's fine, though. That's what the fairies are for. Sonic picks up all of his rings. He's back in the fight.
Yeah, Edium does pull ahead.
Yeah, I think now on phase 2, and I think the Scruff is just now getting to phase 2 too, yes. Edium on to 3. Oh man, oh man. DKS finishing up Aghanim 2. We'll be joining Sonic and Sonic in their battle. Will ally with the friends he's met along the way to take down Ganon. Edium almost got shot there.
Thankfully, he does have a fairy, so even if things go wrong, it's no problem. Nice double.
Alright, Edium, yeah, closes it out with that double. Holds the sword up high. Oh, now Scruff takes another death. Does he have another fairy? He does. Wonderful.
Pick up my rings.
But in the Battle of the Hedgehogs, Edium has taken the victory over Scruff and has finished in this race in 7th place.
7th or 2nd?
7th. 7. Lucky number 7.
Okay.
Oh, Sonic is running through these credits. I have no idea how Scruff's spin right there did not hit. What the heck? That was so close, dude.
You know what I wish? I wish there was a randomizer setting where you picked up rings. Instead of having hearts, you had rings. And then when you got hit, all your rings spread out, and you pick them up. If you get hit without your rings, you die.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Oh.
Mr. Scruff doing silverless hits here. He's definitely got silvers.
He has the bow selected even. I wonder if he's actually trying to get the hit to stun him, and it's just working out that he's hitting him with silverless instead.
I don't know. He can definitely release the spin a lot earlier than he is. Maybe he's just practicing. Oh yeah, DKS finished.
Yeah, and we are joined by Edium. Hello.
Oh, hi. That's right. We do interviews at the end of these, don't we?
GG's. That was the beginning of that seed was really annoying.
Oh yeah, with having to get Zora money
I'm sorry?
because of having to get Zora money.
Yeah. There was that, and I just like everywhere I went. Oh, and having to do mini Moldorm Cave with like nothing, basically the hammer, which sucks for mini Moldorms.
Yeah, it does. I think there was a couple players who ended up doing mini Moldorm. Like they went in there with 4 or 5 bombs. That was it, and it was really scary. Well, I'm gonna pull DKS in here as well.
I ended up dying because I fell into the hole by accident. That was stupid.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It can be weird to squeeze around that hole. Don't worry about it.
But
Just
yeah,
figured that the boots were there.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't had a Zora bottleneck that bad in a while. And then once I started getting crystals and stuff, everything went pretty smoothly. It was just like the first like 45 minutes of the seed were really just like slow and frustrating.
Mm-hmm. And then all the swords were locked behind it as well. I'm not sure if you could you even get to the back of Escape one? I don't remember where the small key. Oh no, because the small key was.
No, I went to Dark Cross. There was no key, so
Yeah.
it was glove locked. Okay, so there was one back there, I guess.
Yeah, there was a sword in the back of Escape. On Argus. Upstairs, or no. In the big key chest of GT, and I think Pod had one as well.
Okay, I never touched Pod.
Speaking of Pod, welcome DKS. Congratulations on your victory over Ganon.
Thank you.
So, you last location twice, right? Maybe 3 times, actually.
I know I last locationed Ether. I don't remember what else it would have been.
I wasn't sure if you last locationed the gloves from Zora at the start of the game, and then, gosh, what else was it? I don't know.
The big key?
Oh yeah, the big key. Sorry, that doesn't really count, but it's still...
Well, yeah, other than Tile Room, which, like, at that point I was hoping it was in there. But, yeah, I last location the first glove. I mean, I almost certainly knew it was on Zora. I just couldn't get any money.
Yeah.
So I just did other checks until I got money.
I had to go over back to Blindside a couple times just to farm money because I didn't have a glove. I had flippers, so I couldn't hula hand. I know there's a hula hand setup that that you can do, but I never learned it.
Yeah, I think we saw Jim do one with boots.
Yeah, I know there's like a few like obscure ones for that weird situation where you don't have gloves but you do have flippers, so you can't do either of the normal ones. But yeah, I haven't done that in forever, so I couldn't remember how to do it.
I'm sure there were a lot of people in that situation this race. So I think there was like maybe 1 300 rupee somewhere, but that was it. But there just wasn't anything. The drop seemed okay, but not good enough. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I avoided Pod at least. Jem must have, I guess he gained a bunch of time by knowing that old hula hand setup, and then he must have just read it really well for the rest of it.
Yeah, pretty much. They did do the dislocated screen sort of setup with the boots, and then they just hit all the key items like one after another. It was basically, I think, as well as you could route the seed. Would you agree with that, Mikhail?
I'm still weirded out about picking the desert area over pod, but I mean, since Jim still had like the checkerboard cave and that other cave, the Meyer shed, there was still actually a lot more there overall than pod, and pod takes forever to get to. So I guess I would have been so wrong.
Given
I would have been
he
so
was
wrong.
9 minutes ahead of second place, must have routed pretty well.
Yeah, I think one thing that really helped Jim a lot is that after they got the mitts, like one of the first locations they checked was the King's Tomb, so they got that bow very, very early.
Oh yeah, I did that as well. I kind of read it a little bit oddly, and it kind of worked. Like I got the mirror, and then I ran back over to King's Tomb, and then ran over to get those mitts. I can't remember the last time I've used that Dark World portal like more than once in the seed, but it just happened.
Oh, there was an ice rod hint as well. That was really nice to get.
Not for me, because I already had the ice rod.
That's true. You were the only one who got it before the hint, I think.
I was annoyed to see that hint.
Right? Because that's an advantage I could have had to have this really important item in an obscure location, but then there's just a hint for it. Everyone who didn't make that play is gonna still know the information.
Yeah. Also, I noticed like right at the end of the run that my screen was cropped really badly, so I apologize for that.
Oh, that's fine. If you're in the middle of the race, there's really not much you can do. I don't even know if it was anything you could have fixed anyway.
No, it was on my end. Like my stream was just cut off the end.
Oh, that's fine. We are joined by Mr. Scruff Ninja. Welcome and congrats on your finish.
Thank you very much. That was a very fun run.
We had you and Edium were both playing as Sonic, and you were both like neck and neck going into GT. It was really fun to watch both of you. You pulled ahead during the climb and got to Ganon first, but he had the tempered sword, so he kind of overtook you.
Yeah, that was my problem. I was kind of hoping to find it in the digging spot, and I was like, I think I can do Master Sword Ganon, and I found out I couldn't.
I think the sword upgrades that you did not find were in the GT big key chest behind Ice Armos, and there was one in pod as well.
Yeah, I'm glad I took a weird GT route, and I pretty much lost location of Big Key, but at least I got a tempered sword out of it.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that more people would dip into Desert Palace and be like, oh, hey, there's something important here. Maybe there's something important in Misery Mine.
You were definitely by far the first person to get that Ether Medallion.
Yeah, I decided to go all random for it. I was like, you know what? I've got the flute, I've got a mirror, screw it. I'm gonna go head over to Desert Palace.
I'm sure there was a lot of people this race that got the lamp and then just bailed immediately. Okay, this is what the flute wanted me to get. Well, that figures. Let's go elsewhere.
I didn't get the lamp forever.
I was super happy to see the lamp because I can't do dark rooms a lot. But the one thing that worried me at first, because I was like, oh wait, Desert Palace isn't a crystal. What else did I mark wrong? And then I was like, oh wait, no, we're good. So it was a complete fluke on my part, but I'm glad I decided to go all the way.
Well, I can relate to that. I've done some dumb decisions before of pendant dungeons or whatever that I didn't realize were pendants and totally got bailed out for it. So it's always a great feeling, but still, oops.
I was kind of hoping that the random routing I was doing was going to help. I was like, hey, let's go ahead and check out Zora first, until I realized I had no money. And if I had money, that would have been great routing.
I think this is a common story.
Yeah. Still fun nonetheless. I am super surprised that Jim finished so early, though, because that was a crazy speed. Kudos to Jim.
Yeah, Jim nailed it, and just didn't really bat an eye at having to do, Master Sword, anything really. Just plowed right through. Don't need that armor upgrade. I guess we got one up the top of GT. Yeah.
Oh, there was one up there.
Yeah, the mini
Mhm.
Helmasaur room had the other armor.
Yeah, I was hoping to go the whole game without picking up armor just to make it a meme run. I didn't know if Sonic changed colors or not, but thankfully he didn't.
He got a little darker blue, and then if you get the red mail, he turns gold, I think?
Yeah, it goes supersonic.
So glad I decided to not get that first armor, though. Saw the hint in the lunchbox, and I'm like, after dying to blind a couple times, that might be good, but it's like, nah.
I'm surprised I managed to get all the bomb jumps on the first try because I've never used that sprite before.
Same here. I was super worried, and then I got the first one for the big chest in Skull Woods, and then I got the Ice Palace one, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty easy.
Sonic's just that good. I mean, it's his day, so thank you both for playing it on this momentous
His
occasion.
day.
Yeah.
I was hoping all 4 of the restreamers would do it just for the lol.
Oh, me too, but I guess it's okay. Half is still good.
You tried.
Super fun nonetheless.
Yeah, once I got past all that Zora stuff, it was a fun seed.
Yeah, everything came pretty rapidly after that. The mirror wasn't too far away, just sitting up in Skull Woods, and then the flute was right below it as well. The fire rod was also in Thieves Town, just everything was kind of over there.
Oh yeah, I put off Thieves Town for a while. That would have helped if I'd gone in there sooner.
Same here. I ended up not going to Thieves Town for quite a while. I think I did Swamp first. I hope chat was happy that I decided to go left side Swamp.
Yeah, you guys all had Swamp access really early, I think, but might have put it off for a little bit. There wasn't really anything in there, was there? The sword, I
No.
guess.
There's just the sword, so we can poke things, but that's about it.
I think the cape was in there.
Cape was
No,
on
Cape
Lazy
was...
Bridge.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cape was in Turtle Rock. Remember.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it was pretty empty.
Where was the Cane of Burna? That was the one thing I didn't find.
I got that. Where did I get that? Oh, that was in Super Bunny Cave, I think. Because I remember I got it like right before Spike Cave, or am I? No.
No, I think you're right. I think it was
think you're
actually
right.
in something.
That would make sense, because I remember, Scruff, you had only first checked Hookshot Cave on the way to GT, so it would make sense that you didn't check Super Bunny.
Yeah, I dipped in there in the hopes that I'd get a sword, and I was like, eh. For it.
Speaking of Death Mountain, there was absolutely nothing
No,
on
there
all of
wasn't.
Death Mountain.
Good lord. Nothing in Spectacle Rock, nothing good. Well, anywhere.
Like I went up there early. I was like, I could go to Desert and get, it's going to be either the lamp or flute or something. And I was like, no, I'll just go up here now. And it was a total waste of time.
That was my whole take on it. I decided to jump up there even before going to Desert, and I was like, hey, I've got Hookshot, I can get some stuff. And nothing.
Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you all for being on the restream for us. I think
My
you all
pleasure.
in chat for coming out and watching.
Yeah, thanks for coming and to the trackers as well.
Oh yeah. Thank you everybody that helped.
Oh yeah, thank you to who's tracking today. I have no idea who's tracking. It's I
Team
think
Rock's
Team
Dark
Rocket.
Falls.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
sure
they're
which
here.
Dark Falls, but
There's so many Dark Falls in these days. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for us. over here at Speed Gaming. Thank you all for coming out. And I guess stay tuned to Speed Gaming 5 for the other daily race today. Will be a inverted key sanity. Yeah, that'll be about it. Thank you, Mally, for commentating with me. I had a lot of fun talking about dumb stuff like we always do.
Yeah, that's the story. Thank you as well. And thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.
See you.